Hi there, this is the story of asset entities. Ticker symbol ASST. Right now the market cap is about $148 million and the price around $8.91. By the way, it has increased from 50 cents to over $8. So this is an amazing return to have on your investment. And this happened in 2025, this year. So in half a year, your return was quite amazing. And now the most important question is whether this company, asset entities, is still, or whether it's a great investment at the current market cap and the current price. And the answer, you will find it in this box. In this video, I'll open the box and you'll find the answer here. Now, to understand this company, you have to understand why the stock price has increased so much. In just a few months, the growth rate over expectations. Well, there are more things that happened, and you have to look at the most important catalysts. Revenue was up, and if you wonder how they make money, well, they offer marketing services, they build and monetize online communities, for instance Discord, X, Insta, YouTube, and TikTok. Most of the revenue comes from a subscription where they offer marketing services for Discord. And if you look at the revenue over the last 3 years, yes, 2022, 300k, 23, a decline to 277k, and then 24, an increase, a double the revenue. And for 6 months, 2025, for the first half of 2025, also an increase in their revenue. Of course, if you look at their earnings, minus 4 million, minus 6 million, and for the first half of 2025, minus 4 million. And when you look at these losses, it's quite bad. They have no profits. But because of this increase in the revenue, the stock price went up. It was at the beginning this possible Bitcoin treasury to raise money from the public market and buy Bitcoin. Now their plans, maybe you heard different stories. They plan to raise 1.5 billion from the public market and of course other private investors to buy Bitcoin, to become a Bitcoin treasury. This is the same pattern as Bitcoin immersion has built, but they don't focus on Bitcoin but on Ethereum. So this company, Asset Entities, focuses on Bitcoin to build their treasury. And they also have plans to merge with another company called Stripe, backed by Vivek, a political man. Now, this sounds great. I mean, imagine they raise 1.5 billion from private investors in the public market, buy Bitcoin. The value of this company should go up a lot. Because compare current market cap, 148 million, with their plans, 1.5 billion, you see the difference. 10x, right? 10x in the market cap, right? That should be your return if you compare in this way. Now, what's the catch? Because it's too nice to be true. Well, as I said, this is the same pattern. Look at Bitcoin Immersion, ASST, and other companies in this area where they plan to raise money from the public market and buy cryptocurrency, whether Bitcoin, Ethereum, or WorldCoin, for instance. Now, here is the biggest problem. Look here, number of shares, right? 24, 3.2 million. First half, 25, 15.6 million. So a huge increase in the number of shares. Here is the thing. When they issue more shares, you lose in value. It's like this. You own a piece of land, 100%, right? But next day you find out you no longer own 100%, but 80%. And why is that? Because when they issue more shares, they double the number of shares, they bring in more shareholders, and you have to divide your piece of land with more people, and you lose in value. If they double again the number of shares, you no longer own 80%, but 40%. So you lose in value over time. Imagine the piece of land as this business. Now, here is the catch. As they plan to raise 1.5 billion from the public markets to buy Bitcoin, for sure the market cap from this level and the number of shares will increase a lot. Now, if they use 1.5 billion to buy Bitcoin, we have two things. If they increase the number of shares, for instance, this is just an example to understand, by 100%, right? They increase the number of shares by 100%. And as they use that money to buy Bitcoin, you have to ask yourself, how much can Bitcoin increase in the future? If the price of Bitcoin grows by only 50%, you lose half. You lose 50%. Understand this. Because if they increase the number of shares by 100% and the Bitcoin price increases only by 50%, you still lose in value 50% because of this dilution. Now, if the Bitcoin price increases by 500% and you have an increase in the number of shares only by 100%, then you gain in value 400%. So it all depends on the increase in the number of shares and in the Bitcoin price. If the increase in the Bitcoin price is higher than the increase in the number of shares, you make money. If the increase in the number of shares is higher than the increase in the Bitcoin price, you lose money. Understand this. And now, it's easy to predict the future of this company. Just ask yourself, what are the chances to see a higher increase in the number of shares than a higher increase in the Bitcoin price? What are the chances? For me, it's obvious. I don't know if it's the same for you, but for me, it's obvious. The number of shares for sure will increase from 15 million, quite a lot, because the plan is to raise 1.5 billion. And how are they going to raise 1.5 billion when the market cap is only 148 million? So they are going to issue a lot of shares. You will have massive dilution. Some people don't understand this. Others listen to me. Look at my past videos. I predicted the decline of many companies like this that follow the same strategy. And that happened. The stock prices went down. Of course, they lost money. But again, it's up to you if you want to listen to me or go with the wave. By the way, you can still make money if you buy the right price. You can make money with any company if you pay the right price. Ride the wave and then sell it immediately. And you can make a profit over 1000%. That's possible. I don't say that you can make money. Everybody can make money with any stock if they pay the right price. Now, you also have to look at their balance sheet because maybe they have some assets there. Cash only 2.5 million and no debt. That's good, but still is not enough. As their losses are over 6 million in 2024, they'll burn that cash immediately. And the current market cap over 148 million, and in my view, it's overvalued compared with what they have, the real assets. Now, with their plans to raise money from the public market, as I said, it all depends on the increase in Bitcoin price. If you are lucky and Bitcoin goes to the moon, Mars, then you can make money. If not, you can expect only an increase of 20% or 50%, you will lose money. So to open the box and show you the answer, whether asset entities is a great investment, my answer is simple, no. This company is not a great investment because of massive dilution, and you depend on the Bitcoin price, what people will decide with Bitcoin. So why would you take that risk? In my view, it's not worth your time and money. If you want great investment ideas that really offers you value, simply go to my profile, please join and choose Titan Investor. And there you have access to my portfolio and all my investments, companies that I bought, invested in, are up and they are still undervalued. So it's up to you if you want to take advantage of those real opportunities. Now, there are some people that prefer asset entities. And if you were to force me, give me $1 million and tell me, John, you're only allowed to invest in asset entities and make a profit, what price would you pay? Well, the answer to that question will be available for members. And to be fair with you, for Spartan members where the price is lower. By the way, if you join Titan, you also have access to Spartan and Gladiator. So see you there.